Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to Kill the Mood podcast. We are here to talk to you about everything spooky dooky. There will be lots of true crime, but also general mysteries. Some will be solved and some will leave you hanging. We are just two girls putting the world to rights, but not really. We just like yapping. Yeah, I'd also like to add that we are not professionals. We're just two ladies who apparently like the sound of their own voices enough to record them. We believe that you will too, we hope. We mean no offence in anything we say at all. We, like a huge percentage of the world, find all of this unfathomable. And this is just, in our own little way, us trying to make sense of the senseless. Yeah, without further ado, here we are again.
This week's subject is the Yoghurt Shop Murders.
What is this? I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, every time I say yogurt shop, it sounds insane, but I'm not going to say yogurt shop every time because I'm not American and it's ridiculous.
Yogurt shop.
But actually, this is the first American case.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's so exciting.
And you're going to understand soon enough, I promise, as to why I've chose this.
Okay.
But it is a bit of a bloody whirlwind.
I love something that has the most weirdest little name as like an intro. Like when you were like, do you know anything about this? I was like, no, but I'm absolutely here for it. I'm so excited.
I think as soon as I start telling you about it, you might actually know exactly what I'm talking about. Because it's one of those ones that you've definitely heard on loads of programs. Oh, I'm trying to think of an example of a program that might have been on, like an Unsolved.
The US Unsolved Murders.
Yeah, something. I promise you would have heard of it, or at least in passing, but you might not have seen like a whole thing about it. It might have just been like a singular episode.
Yeah, I feel like you said something like very brief about it when we were at work, and I was like, I have to refrain from. There was something in me that was like, that rings a bell, and then I was like, refrain from looking at anything to do with it because there's just I don't want to know. I want it to be a surprise. I want to be freaked out. Okay.
And boy, are you gonna be freaked. It's a brutal one, as always. A good one. Can we say that? Is that okay? Is that all right?
This is a delicious one. Delicious yogurt.
Yeah, not so delicious. So we're going to start on the 6th of December, 1991. It is 11:27 p.m.
Frosty, Christmassy,
Lovely, tasty,
frozen yogurt.
Just getting ready for the season. Maybe you got more wine in the squad cart. No, you don't be doing that. You're on shift. Should be drinking.
So, mulled wine in America.
What is that?
Is that a thing that people do? Is that just... I don't really understand what mulled wine, like where that... Heating up wine and adding things.
Yeah, like adding cinnamon and cloves. Is that a thing that you do?
Yeah.
Is that something you're into? Yeah, if anyone... And actually, we do know that there are some people listening in America.
So exciting.
So thank you. That's pretty
This one's
cool.
for you.
Yeah. I don't think there's many of you, but there is some of you. Yeah, so if you... What is your version of mulled wine? Do you have it? Is that a thing? Maybe it is just mulled wine,
Yeah,
and maybe this whole conversation is new.
Yeah. Or maybe it started in America.
Yeah, maybe we've stole it from you. That sounds like something we'd do.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so yeah, it's 6th of December, 1991, 11:27 p.m. A call comes into the Austin Police Department from another police officer.
Okay.
He's passing by I can't believe it's Yoghurt Shop.
Yes.
Yes.
This is what... Do you remember the frozen yogurt shop in Falmouth that I think burned down?
Oh, what?
There's like a place in Falmouth that it's opposite the Prince of Wales Pier, and it's been lots of different places in my lifetime growing up, and every place...
Is it the one that's a chicken shop now?
I think so.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't succeed no matter what it is, but I'm sure...
Because it's right next to Kebab on the corner.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I feel like there's like a yogurt... Anyway, yeah. I just feel like there was a yogurt shop that burned down, and I was like, it was frozen yogurt, and I was like, this is quite ironic.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes.
I love that.
I can't believe it's not yogurt.
Also, I know that we've actually just started the story, but we probably should say just a general thank you, because we hadn't actually... In the last 4 episodes, we did them in a bit of a bulk. We did the first episode separately, and then we did 3 altogether. Is that right? Yeah, we did 3 altogether. And we hadn't really released anything, so we didn't know what the sort of reception or the feedback was going to be, and it's been fucking great.
Yeah, everyone has been so lovely. I get people like messaging me just being like, good for you guys, because it is overwhelming and it is scary, but I feel like we're doing okay, and yeah, everyone seems to be loving it. And yeah, if it was bad, criticism, I'd like to think we take it.
No. I'll burn down your house and I'll come for your mum.
I'd like to think that we try and take this. Yeah, you don't off recording. Could be a different story. But yeah, we haven't actually I just feel like everyone's been so supportive and so lovely. So yeah, it means a lot.
Just big thanks everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, gross. Let's carry on.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, I'm literally on the second line of my notes. This is insane. Yeah, I can't believe it's Yoghurt Shop. And noticed smoke coming from the building. So this is why it's called in. It's burning.
Yeah.
It's on fire, and a police officer's gone past, seen the smoke, and has called it into the police station. Detective John Jones, great name.
No, that's not a detective. That's a cowboy.
That is a cowboy.
Comes in on his horse with his lasso.
Yeah. Why not? Sounds good. Yeah. Detective John Jones is the homicide detective called to the scene. And at the time, strangely enough, a Channel 7 news crew is on a ride-along with him.
Oh,
so this is actually, they attend the scene too. And little did they know that this would become like quite a crazy, I haven't even said, oh no, I did say Austin. Yeah, Austin, Texas, by the way.
Texas. This is why he's coming in on a horse.
Yeah, this is a crazy case in Texas history. So they attend the scene with him. He's told it's a fire, but they have found 3 bodies.
Okay.
And they say that it's a suspected homicide robbery.
Yeah.
So like a robbery gone wrong. As he arrives to the scene, though, that he's informed that they actually have found a 4th body inside the yogurt shop.
Goodness me, man's been busy.
So when he gets there, he meets up with his partner, Mike Huckabee. I'm giving you their names because a little bit later on, we'll talk about other people that come into the investigation. And I'm the first to shit on the police in this podcast. In fact, it's become my duty, I feel. But actually, these are sweet little angels.
Oh, cute.
Sweet little angels who just absolutely tried to do their utmost best. And there were some fucking shitheads who got in their way.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that, like, they didn't do anything wrong in their investigations. I'm sure they did to some degree. However, they did what they could and they really wanted to solve this. It was very important for them.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you just get dealt like a really difficult, like sometimes it's laid out on a platter for police and they don't do the right thing.
Yeah.
And then other times there's people that are just doing anything and everything they can for justice.
And we have hindsight.
Yeah.
Like, we have hindsight.
Yeah.
It's so easy for us to sit here and say, like, how didn't you catch the Yorkshire Ripper? It literally looks exactly fucking like him. But yeah, they've caught him. Like, it's a very easy position for us to sit in.
Yeah.
However, obviously, we're always going to comment when we think that the investigation was a bit botched. But I do think it's important for me to say that I watched a documentary about this, one that came out this year.
Oh, okay.
And I thought they were absolute cuties.
Yeah.
Absolute
like,
cuties.
when they are doing anything for justice to be served, then, you know, credit where credit is due.
Exactly. So he's informed about the 4th body, and then he meets up with his partner, Mike Huckabee.
Also a great name.
Yes. Yeah, it sounds like a proper book character, do you not think?
Yeah, Huckabee.
Yeah.
That should be a frozen yogurt name. Try the Huckabee yogurt.
The firefighters, when they arrive, John Jones arrives, are still working to actually put out the fire. So it's not done.
There is so much happening.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So they're actually working to put out the fire, but they've managed to put most of it out where the bodies are, which are around the back of the yogurt shop. They're still working out the front, and Mike and John go round the back to see these 4 bodies. Inside are the bodies of 13-year-old Amy Ayres, 17-year-old Eliza Thomas, 17-year-old Jennifer Harbison, and Jennifer's 15-year-old sister,
Oh my
Sarah.
good God, that is horrible.
Yes. So imagine they're going to have to, and like in the documentary, their parents are in it. And obviously, obviously it's not more tragic that you've lost 2, but you've lost 2 of your daughters in one
foul
night.
swoop.
Yeah.
Rough as fuck.
This is where it gets rough, as always. The 4 girls have been found stripped and gagged with their own clothing.
Jesus Christ.
Eliza, Jennifer, and Sarah were all found near the back door and have been shot once in the back of the head. Amy was found further into the store, shot twice in the back of the head. It was reported that at least one of the girls was sexually assaulted. and then the shop was set on fire. So I didn't find anywhere where they specified who was sexually assaulted.
Right, okay.
I'm not certain, although there was in the documentary, I feel like somebody did say it was the youngest member.
Like, I know that obviously it's horrible no matter who it was, but if it was the youngest as well, maybe it's just like out of respect. Like, you can know one of them were, but there's no need to.
It's not necessarily a bad thing that we don't know the clear details. Also, probably better for the I don't know, but potentially better for the families to not know what happened to all. Anyway, yes.
Yeah.
Not specified. Stuff. Happened.
This literally sounds as well like a person that's just tried to commit every crime under the sun in one night.
Yes.
Like,
literally.
Just being like.
Also, how do you mean, I'm just going to go rob this store, fucking get the yogurt, yeah, gang. And then you walk in and you're like, shoot all these children. What are the children doing?
I know. And also, like, why are you going to a yogurt shop? Like, surely that's not making bang.
Yeah, these choices, bad.
Just extra.
And I think it was like a multi-complex, not that's probably not the right way of saying it, but like a row of stores. I don't necessarily think it was like just one random shop.
Yogurt store.
And like you find out later.
And they're like, that'll do.
Yeah, there's literally like a shopping centre down the fucking road.
Yeah, honestly, bad choice, in my opinion.
Yeah, in my robbery opinion. Yeah. That's not where I'd be hitting up, buddy.
Yeah. As a robber connoisseur.
As someone who formerly used to steal from Claire's. On. Just kidding.
You don't know which one of us said that, okay? You can't prove it.
Yeah, you don't know the voices. I didn't actually steal. I was too scared. It was my sister.
Out her.
Anyway, back to the awful attacks. Sorry. Sometimes we go off on a tangent and then I completely forget what it is we were talking about.
And then you just go straight back into it.
And then you're like,
murder.
Okay, great. That's cool. So, due to the nature of the attack and the number of victims, it was decided that there was 2 perpetrators. There had to be because there was 4 of them.
Yeah.
And actually, the 3 girls that had been shot in the back of the head once had been shot with a different gun to what Amy Ayres had been.
Yeah, and why would
with.
You just randomly run off to the other side of the shop and change?
Yeah, or you've come in fucking suited and booted up.
Oh my god, yeah.
Which is also a terrible thought.
But into a yogurt shop with 4 young girls in it, it's like, it seems extreme.
And also, I was like, stripping them and gagging them with their own clothing is fucking wild anyway, because you're telling me there wasn't anything in that shop that you could have used.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that there was 2 different guns, and the nature of it decided that there were 2 different people that must have, at least 2, that must have been at the scene to even just control all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And in the documentary, there was a lot about them being part of FFA, so Future Farmers America. So all these girls were like involved in rearing cattle, riding
like
horses. Young farmers. Yeah,
Oh.
young farmers. And it's Future Farmers of America, and all the girls were involved in it. And they were just like, yeah, these wouldn't have been easy girls to subdue. They could fucking hold their own.
Yeah.
They spend their time on farms. And so the reality was that they were like, that's got to be harder. Yeah.
Because even if it was just 4 people making noise and trying to make people aware that they are there, even that with 1 person alone is chaos. Like, yeah. Good observation.
So they decide that really quickly. They figure out based on the scene, because as you can imagine, because there's been a fire and the fire department have had to attend, there's fucking water everywhere and there's ash everywhere and smoke. It's ridiculous. The scene is awful.
I feel like, what year did you say this was?
1991.
Yeah, because I feel like if you set fire to a building in 1991, any evidence that was...
It's all made of polystyrene.
It's just... Literally, it's thatched.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's just, you aren't collecting anything that's valuable because you're just running around like everything has been damaged. Yeah. I guess if you have committed a crime and you just burn away as much evidence as you can.
Yeah, I feel like that's harder now because they can collect evidence from smaller and smaller amounts.
Yes.
But I think in 1991, like, trace evidence had to be like a glob of blood.
Yeah.
And they had to be able to dust for fingerprints.
Yeah. We keep going through things that are like in the 70s or 80s or even 90s where people are missing evidence that's mega evidence. So if you burn a place down after, it's like anything in 91.
They're basically home free.
Yeah.
So they believe that the attack took place shortly before the closing of the store. Jennifer and Eliza, so the 2 17-year-olds, they were shutting down the shop. And so I think Sarah and Amy had actually been at the shopping centre, the mall, like down the mall. Yeah.
The mall.
The mall.
Shopping mall.
Yeah.
The mall. The shopping mall.
The shopping mall. Sounds like you've been mauled by a bear.
The mauled wine.
Yeah, so they'd been at the shopping centre, and I believe that her sister had actually come and picked them up from the shopping centre, brought them back to the yogurt shop, and then was going to take them home after they'd finished closing. So they were all in the back of the yogurt shop. That's where they were found. And it looked like the two older girls had put the two younger girls to work and were helping them close.
If you're here, you might as well.
Yeah, you may as well get stuck in. Yeah. I saw one place, it said that there was a report that about an hour before the closing time, a man was permitted to use the public bathroom in the back of the shop. And then said he jammed the rear door open. And then it also said a couple who left the shop just before 11 p.m, as Jennifer was closing, reported seeing two men sat at a table acting a bit weird. However, I didn't really find this anywhere else.
If you are two grown-ass men sat having yogurt
at 11 p.m. at
11
night,
p.m, like,
then you should be arrested anyway. You may have done nothing.
Anyway, who's grown-ass people being like, should we go to the yogurt shop for a little? No, yeah. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Straight to jail.
Yeah. Creeps me out, okay? Might as well just drink a glass of milk and be done. It's so disrespectful of me. I'm so sorry. Okay,
so I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I saw one place. I tried to check it, I couldn't really find it anywhere else. But I swear that I'd seen in some other episodes before, when I'd heard about this case, that was something that they'd said as well. So I think it's something that's reported every now and then. As we said, at the scene, water was everywhere, and obviously fire is very destructive. And especially to trace evidence in those days, they needed quite a lot to get DNA or to get fingerprints. So it made things very difficult. One thing absolute legends Huckabee and Jones did, sounds like such a sounds like fucking Indiana Jones, is basically, I think the coroner on scene, or whoever was first on scene, wanted to remove the bodies really quickly, and
because the media were there and stuff,
potentially, and they were worried about the scene, and they absolutely outright insisted that no, everything was left as it is until
it's all you've got.
The forensic guys got there.
Yeah, imagine if they'd moved the bodies. That would you'd just have to be they've got away with it there and then. There's no chance.
And I think Mike Huckabee was quite the driving force in that. Was absolutely not. We're not moving them until we've had the trace evidence, whatever we can get collected. And they ended up collecting some swabs, and also in one of the drains near Amy Ayres, so the one that was separate from the others, they found a perfectly preserved bullet casing.
Wow.
So that's the only evidence that they ever really got from the scene.
Okay.
And yeah, I also, in this documentary, oh my God, so they call the manager of the store, and she's literally, it was my first fucking day of holiday.
To DND.
Yeah,
that means
she's doing this
under no circumstances do you disturb me on my. And then they're just by the way, there's 4 deaths and your whole shop is burnt.
Yeah, that is me. If anyone texts me at home, don't speak to me. I'm not on the clock right now. She was literally and I was like, she's doing this documentary 30 years later, and she's literally, first thing she says is, I was actually on holiday.
Can a gal catch a break? Jeez. I don't want to think, see, smell, or hear about yogurt for the next 2 weeks. Also, is this a frozen yogurt? This is a frozen
I'm guessing so, yeah.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a bit grim because we're laughing, but actually, but basically she was called, she was told, and then she was like, I'm going to come to the yogurt shop. So she goes to the shop, and they say to her, would you be okay to identify them?
Shit.
Yep. And she's 24 years old.
Oh my God, yeah, that's rough to be fair.
So, and there's 4 dead teenagers. Yeah. 2 of which she knows very well.
Yeah, true.
So she goes into the back and she tries to identify them, but she said she couldn't identify them because they didn't have faces.
Oh my God, that is absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, because they were so badly burnt.
Yeah, it's just an array of horrifying stuff. Like you shoot them in the back of the head, you gag them, and then you set them on fire.
Yeah.
Like the families.
I know it's mad to say because it's already murdered them, but the fucking disrespect.
Yeah, the disrespect.
And also, you don't need to go that hard for, like, they're teenagers.
Yeah, the families have to... horrible, horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Horrible.
So, a few days after the murder, in the shopping centre that the two girls had actually been at before, a 16-year-old called Morris Pierce is caught walking around the shopping mall with the same caliber weapon as one of the guns used to kill the girls.
He's walking around at 16 with a gun.
Yeah, it's fucking America, innit? I'm sorry, guys, but...
Is that seriously something that goes down?
I know. Not great, is it?
I've not seen a gun in my whole lifetime.
Never in person.
No.
Never.
Never. Like,
If I saw a gun... Actually, that's not true. I think I went abroad.
Of course it's not.
No.
I'm joking.
We're all fucking strapped in the ends. No. Yeah, I went to... I don't even know what country it was, but do you know sometimes when you go to a country and like the police or like army walking around and they've got a gun strapped to them and I literally like physically recoil. You're like,
yes.
oh my
to
God.
be fair, when I was in Italy, it was when COVID had hit,
Yeah.
and I was walking down the Spanish steps, like trying to pretend I was like Game of Thrones vibes, like because there was no one there, and I was like, oh my God, this is like the first time ever that there's no tourists except me on the steps, so I'm gonna make the most of it and like really take in the scenes. And there was just these two police officers at the bottom with guns, and they were both just like shouting at me basically to get off the stairs, and I was like, I guess I can't go back up, I might as well just go down. So I still got to walk the whole of the steps, but like when I got to the bottom, like they had massive guns. I have seen a gun, and it was... Even that, I was just looking at it like...
Yeah.
They weren't even touching them. But I was like, that's a gun.
It's a gun.
That's a real-life gun in front of my eyes. That is horrifying.
Just scary.
Yeah, but a 16-year-old just roaming about with the exact same gun, that's fine.
Yes. So, Morris Pierce, he's found with this gun. Obviously, it's a bit suspicious. It's a few days later. It's not far from where they were killed because the yogurt shop in the shopping centre were not far away from each other, like, at all. So, I think he's brought in. And he's questioned by a man called Hector Palanco. And he was the supervisor of the case. So he wasn't a lead detective, but he was just helping them. But he was like, I think he ranked higher than the two detectives.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And he was the one who brought in Morris Pierce. Very important to note. I feel like as soon as I say this, you're going to know where I'm going. He does not have a single unsolved murder to his name. Not one.
100% success rate.
Yes.
Seems maybe you've dabbled in something to make that happen. Hector.
Sus, if you ask me.
Got my eye on you, Hector. His name's Hector?
Hector.
Okay. So confidently saying it. Right, okay.
So,
is he gloating about this quite a lot?
Oh, I guess so, because I know it. I knew it very quickly. So he doesn't have a single unsolved murder to his name. And he is the first person to take a statement from Morris. However, when he takes the statement from Morris Pierce, he's with him for a good few hours before a recording starts.
That's fucking brilliant, isn't it? Who let fucking Hector on the scene?
Hector seems like a liability.
That is ridiculous, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
And I suppose, is this picked up on quite quickly, or is this just something that...
So this is established quite quickly in
they're
the...
like, what were you up to for the...
Not quick enough.
Okay.
Arguably not quick enough. It depends who you are. We'll get there.
Yeah.
So,
also, I guess if you know him and he seems, I don't know, charismatic or whatever, and he's just, oh, fuck me, sorry, I wasn't recording, or they were just having a chat and he was anxious, and I just want you'd just be like, okay.
I don't know what the thought process or the conversation was about why it had been a few hours without him recording, and I don't know if that like
valid excuse, I guess, at the time.
Yeah, if that was potentially normal practice, but it feels wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
Feels wrong. But again, we have hindsight, so there's always that. So Hector is the first officer to actually take a statement from Morris and is with him for a few hours before he records it. And I think I didn't actually write this down, but it's quite important to note that they didn't start taking his statement until I think maybe after midnight. So he'd been there for a while.
Yeah.
It was quite late. Yeah. And they take a statement from him. In that statement, Morris brought up the names of 3 of his friends. Robert Springsteen, Michael...
What's happening with these fucking names?
Do you want the next one?
Yeah.
Michael Scott.
No.
And Forrest McCallum. Forrest, yeah.
Oh, sometimes I think, no offense, Mum, but my name is so bland compared to some
Yeah,
names
Amy.
out there. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, Forrest Springsteen. Or whatever. No, I just merged them all. Chaos. Sure. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So he brought up his friends' names. Now, there were 2 statements made. There was a statement that was recorded and given to Hector Palanco. And there was a written statement that was taken the next morning. So he's there for a fucking long time. And the next morning by John Jones. In the written statement, I believe, he says that Forrest had taken the gun the day of the murders. So
Right.
he'd had the gun and he didn't know where they went. They just split up for a few hours.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Throw your friend under the bus.
Yeah, I'm
So
fucking immediately snitching.
yeah. Hector comes in and he's like, look, you could just blame someone else.
Yeah.
Forrest sounds like a good name.
Forrest sounds like a criminal. Forrest does not sound like a criminal.
It does sound like someone that would own a gun, though.
Oh. Yeah. So on the 15th of December, 1991, this is not actually that long after the murders, they wired up Morris to go and talk to Forrest.
You're making this up.
And then I swear to God, like, I am not. I'm
This is
not.
a real crime.
Yeah. These are not real people. No. So they wire him up to go and speak to Forrest to try and get, not coerce, because that's wrong, but get
Just
a
to get
confession
him
out
to
of him,
admit something.
see if he'll say anything. They're doing this whole thing.
I'm so sorry, I can't get over it. It sounds like a riddle. I don't know. Okay, I'm back in the room.
They're
It's
doing
fine.
this whole, like, the whole, Morris is saying, oh, you said, because I think Forrest had potentially made some jokes about, yeah, so he sat in the car and apparently Forrest has made a joke about being the one who murdered the girls.
Okay. Recall.
No, not in this.
Oh, just previously.
Previously to Morris.
Okay.
So Morris basically brings up that and says, were you being truthful? Did you
Yeah.
really,
What did you
kill those
do
girls?
in those
And then
hours?
he says, you had the gun.
Yeah.
And then Forrest is like, I was literally with you the whole time. Like, I had the gun for maybe 5 minutes, but
So interesting.
yeah.
The plot is thickening.
Yeah. John Jones and Mike Huckabee have done what they can with
Yeah.
the statement that they had. And they've got nothing. Forrest says, I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It was just a joke. It was a bad joke, badly timed, bad taste. Didn't mean it. Promise I didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end of that.
And at that point, it is literally which one of you, because it makes sense for both of you to be lying right now. One of you has blamed the other person and might just be like hoping that he'll be like, yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And the other person could also be lying by being like, you're my alibi. I was
Yeah.
with you the whole time.
Yeah. So that's that. And then during this whole time, the police went on so many wild goose chases. They did try. They worked every lead that they possibly could, really. They were like, they went down the devil worshipper route, which is fucking something everyone did in the 90s.
That's it, everything.
Get a grip.
Satanic
Yeah.
panic.
So they went down the devil worshipping route. That didn't pay off. But they tried so much. So they did things like checking everyone who got a ticket near the scene.
Wow, okay.
And they even tried to hypnotize some of the customers that had been at the yogurt shop
What, in case they knew? Or
in case they'd seen something that they'd forgotten about. So they did put in a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But so at this time, or like retrospectively, the Austin police do admit that over 50 people confessed
Oh my
to the murders,
goodness me. For clout?
which means something's going on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And what do you think that is? Do you think it might be a little bit of coercion?
Yeah, there's something very
Not so great
yeah.
happening, is there?
Yeah.
And then it's really sad. Like, John Jones literally is talking in the documentary, and when he goes to the scene, he's wearing this like green and white striped shirt. And he literally says to the family, the next time you see me wearing that shirt, it's because we caught the killers. and he ends up being taken off the case, him and Mike Huckabee. And to be honest, getting saddled with not doing a very good job when they tried their best. John Jones gets diagnosed with PTSD.
Oh no.
And
they had to get justice for the family is like literally all you're trying to do. And if everyone else is coerced in some way and there's something going on that you have no control over, and then you just get taken off the case because people more powerful than you can do that, when actually all you're trying to do is just find out what happened.
Yeah.
Also, it's probably just sending them in circles if everything is coerced.
You have to remember, like, they don't have a lot of evidence to go off. The scene was ruined. And if this is like a stranger murder, like not someone who knew the girls, that is a really hard thing to solve without any evidence. All they have is swabs that they can't use because there's not enough DNA on them.
No.
And bullet
Also,
casing.
A busy shopping centre.
Yeah.
In a busy area. There's people everywhere. And if no one's coming forward and telling you that they've seen something that's actually useful, then life goes on, doesn't it?
Also, the two detectives have quite a close relationship with the families too.
Yeah.
This prick that comes next, he is literally, they were too close with the families. I kept my distance. So in 1997, a new lead investigator takes over, Paul Johnson.
We go from all of these sick names to just Paul.
And he goes, in this documentary, he goes fucking hard, saying that, like, basically John Jones just spoke for every interview and used it as a cash cow. And they saying that they did a really poor job.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how much worse you fucking make it.
Yeah, literally. Solve it then, mate.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, he solves it. He solves it all right. He really does.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, so 1997, Paul Johnson takes over and accuses the other detectives of messing up. In 1999, he looks at Morris's statement and he realises that Polanco has taken the recorded statement, but obviously John Jones has taken the written.
Yeah.
And that these two statements, they don't
different.
align. They don't align. And you know what he says? He says, those detectives, they've really fucked up, because obviously that means he's lying. To me, that means that you've made one false statement to one person. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow up on it, but if you've just spent a couple hours with that guy and then he starts recording, is there no thought process? And actually, even both of them say, we didn't necessarily like the way that Polanco was doing things.
Yeah.
And we thought that he was maybe a bit heavy-handed. And we didn't necessarily trust the information that he got in his statement. So they decided not to follow it as a lead.
Yeah, and if he feels slightly corrupt, he spent 2 hours alone with this guy and then forced him to make a recorded statement. And then when he's alone and he gets to write, not alone, but like he gets to write his written statement, it seems like maybe there might be some truths in that. If it's, I'm not under threat.
It sounds like the written statement backtracked a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
So the difference is basically in the recorded statement, he brings up these other people.
Yeah.
And then like implicates them that they might have been involved in the crime and that they might have been there, alludes to. Whereas in the written statement, he very much tries to blame it on Forrest and just says that Forrest walks away.
Okay.
And does it all on his own. So what happens here is Paul Jones thinks he's fucking the dog's bollocks and says, obviously...
G.I. Jones?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know.
That's not what it is.
Yeah.
Is it?
So their new theory is that those 4 teens that I mentioned, so Michael, Robert, Forrest, Morris, that they all were involved in these murders. And by this time, so that I think they were all about 17 or 15 to 17 at the time. Now they're in their 20s.
Yeah.
They start to bring each of them in and they do some interrogations. And then in the Yoghurt Shop Murder documentary, it's five episodes, I think, on Now TV or Sky. I can't remember which one. In that, you watch parts of the interrogations.
Oh, okay.
So they bring all 4 in.
Yeah.
Forrest is like, nothing to do with it, mate. Fuck off.
Yeah.
That was not me.
Been
Morris
there, done that.
says, no, I had nothing to do with it. Robert Springsteen and Michael Scott,
Yeah.
they're in there a while, and you watch at first they're both like, no, if I knew anything, I promise you I'd tell you. I promise you I would tell you.
But then the pressure's
Then the police start to do things like say, so Robert Springsteen.
The others have said that you were...
Not even just that.
No, I really just, even though you shouldn't do this to people, like, there's something, like, so intelligent about, like, making other people that you're questioning.
It's mental manipulation.
I don't know, it's just, if you're, like, going in, you're like, I don't know, I find it so fascinating when people do that. I'm not saying it's okay. I think it's crazy and, like, it's dangerous. But, yeah, when someone says something tactically that could make you start panicking, like, it's such a clever way to get people to confess things, because they're like, if my partner in crime is saying something, they might be throwing me under the bus, and I need to make sure that I throw them under the bus.
But that's not even, they don't even do that. They don't even play them off against each other. What they do is make them believe that their own memories are false. So
the hypnotist is...
Yeah, Robert Springsteen says, they say, what were you doing on that night? And then he says, I'm pretty sure that we went to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay.
And they say, what if we told you that it wasn't even on that night? It was. Ew. But they say, what if we told you that it wasn't even on that night? So he says, no, but I thought that's what we did. I thought that's what we did. And if someone's tired or been there for a really long time and you're starting to tell them, and then they say, we've got witnesses. We've got witnesses that put you right near that shop.
Are you allowed to do that?
That's the thing, isn't it?
Like, I just feel like you aren't allowed to do that to a person.
But that's what coercion is, isn't it? It's that you lie to them and you make them doubt their own... So both of them literally are like, no, I was not there. I had nothing to do with it. And they're saying, you've blocked it out. And then they're starting to be like, I thought I was at the pictures watching Rocky Horror Picture Show, but you tell me that's not possible because it wasn't even on.
So what else did I do that night that I can't remember? Because I'm sure that's what we did, but actually you could have done that like...
And maybe I'm so traumatised that I literally cannot remember.
It's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? Like that all four of them had mentally... Like, I guess if you're panicking and you're being interrogated, and this is something that happened to you when you were 17 years old, that was so long ago that like, you could tell me that I did or said something like when I was messing around with friends when I was 17 that I would probably just, oh my God, I can't even remember I did
We're
that,
talking about 6 years later as well. You could convince me that 6 years ago I did something that I didn't actually do.
Yeah, that you couldn't remember doing or that you couldn't remember saying. Or,
probably not fucking murder.
No, I'm sure that can happen, but like it's... Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It feels so wrong to do that.
No, it is. It is really wrong. And because they were so dead set that... Basically, they were dead set that Morris was the ringleader.
So they are trying to basically coerce the other two into saying that Morris... I guess if any of us were going to have done something, it would have been Morris, because this one time he had a gun and he said, wouldn't it be crazy if we shot up the yogurt shop or something like that? Something that doesn't make you a criminal, but... If it had to be one of us, if you're telling me that what I thought happened on that day didn't happen, and no one else is in the room with you that can be like, no, I was there too. We did go and see that. You know?
But they, in the interviews, you have to remember that all these kids were interviewed back in 1991.
Yeah.
And like in 1991, you also don't know what details they were given. So they do know details, potentially know details that the public don't know if they had been given them in the last interviews. But you don't know because they weren't fucking recorded. Like, you don't know what details they were given. So now they're trying to recall memories and they might have details about what actually happened in the crime. So the boys, these two boys literally start to admit to having sexually assaulted the girls and that they participated in the actual murders because they've convinced them that they were there and that they're forgetting and that they played a bigger role than they said. Yeah. But that Morris is the reason that they did it.
There's also a thing, isn't there, that every time you remember something, you aren't remembering it, you're remembering the last time you remembered it. So I guess, if you've got pieces of information about the crime that you were told about in the interview, and it's quite a traumatizing interview that you've had with someone where you're trying to convince someone that you weren't involved, and then you're continuously thinking about it, every time you're actually thinking about the last time you thought about it. So if someone is messing with you, and like at 23... Did you say they are at this age?
I don't know. It depends whether they were 50. I think Robert Springsteen was 17. So, yeah, he'd be 23.
And
but I think Michael Scott might have been like 15 or 16. So maybe he's 21, 22.
And I just feel like 22-ish years old is still... You're still a kid. Do you know what I mean? You're not like built to, I don't know, compete with people that are manipulating you like that, especially if it's something that's haunted you this entire time because it's never been solved.
And in the documentary, I also have to say, there's this girl who, she is like friends with both of them. And she they're like describing the guys, and she's talking about Robert Springsteen, and her and her friend are saying he's the kind of guy that would show you his dick in a car park.
Oh.
Like, just saying that he is like a weirdo, and they think he's a right weirdo and all this. And then she, in Michael Scott's trial, so basically they've confessed.
Yeah.
That's it. You're going to prison. Like, you said you've done it.
Yeah.
So they, in their trial, and all they had against them, all they had was their own confessions.
Yeah.
So, and each other's confessions.
But they aren't even sure. Oh,
Yeah.
That's so sad.
So this girl, she testifies that Michael Scott years later told her that he did it. Yeah. And then she disappears in the documentary. Fucking goes full quiet. Because as you can imagine, they didn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
They didn't do it. They had nothing to do with it.
Scared little boys.
Yeah.
Also, don't show people your dick in a car park.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is very different to murdering 4 people, setting fire to a whole entire shop. Do you know what I mean? There's creeps, and then there's...
But then I don't even think she was saying that he did do that. I think she was saying he looks like he would do that.
I haven't had that much interaction with him, but he looks like someone that would do something creepy, so therefore he did.
He is a creep,
murder.
yeah.
Yeah, difficult times.
So this all happens, and they make their statements. And as I said, Robert Springsteen and Michael Scott are the only ones that confess. So they go to trial.
But the other two are like, what the flip?
I'd be so fucking mad.
Yeah. I'd be like, what happened?
All I did was hang out with you when I was 17, and now you've got me on trial for murder.
Yeah, do you not remember us doing the time warp together back on that day? What is going on? Like, what are you admitting to? There's literally no way that you could have done this.
Literally.
And yet you're still... Like, what? Oh, it's... Yeah, so...
And also, I think you have to remember, like, the power dynamic between a police officer and a young boy. Yeah. You're told that they're right and that they're good and that they're just.
Yeah.
If they tell you that you've done something, why would they lie?
Yeah.
Why would they lie? You don't think that they would lie. That's not an option to you.
Yeah.
So, they just had too much faith in the system.
There's also a lot of the time people are like, if you just admit it, we can make your life easier. But if you don't admit it, then your life is going to be hell. So if you're young and you're like, I feel like what they're telling me, everything I thought is a lie. And if I just admit it, then I can make this stop.
Yeah. I'd just like to say that if you are ever arrested for anything, whether you have done it or not, get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Do not speak to them. Because the police aren't just, and they aren't on your side.
There just needs to be one other person in that room that is a mediator for all of this. That if this is going down, they are like...
And it needs to be a professional.
Yeah, of course it does. Don't be like, oh...
Don't invite your mum.
Yeah. But even that, it's like just one other person there that's being like, no, that's coercion. But when it's just you versus... Especially when it wasn't recorded the first time around, it's like you can put words in anyone's mouth if there's no evidence of you just like hammering... Anyway, yeah.
So
tangent.
It goes to trial, and it's literally based on them self-incriminating. The prosecution go into great detail about the crimes, and there's no evidence, so they are both convicted of capital murder. Shit. Robert Springsteen got the death penalty.
Oh my good lord.
And Scott got life because he was only 15 at the time, whereas Springsteen was 17. Yeah, and then what happens is Forrest, very early on, they decide to not pursue charges against him because they don't have enough evidence. Because they don't have any evidence.
Yeah, the only evidence they
Morris,
have is fake.
They went to trial. They started to go ahead with the charges and then dropped the charges because they didn't have enough. And then they were like, the guy in the documentary is, one day we'll have enough to charge him. One day we're going to go back and we're going to charge him.
Time is getting longer. Also, he was the only one with any evidence to begin with because he had the gun, right? And yet he seems to be one of the people that they can't...
And I think maybe it's both of their interviews, but I'm not sure. They have the gun and they say, this is the gun that did it. This is the gun that did it. They lied. They knew full well that the bullet casing did not match that gun.
This is a scandal.
Yeah.
This is so depressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's getting bad now.
Oh, we're not over yet.
Yeah.
we've got some more to go, which is why I just looked at the time because I was like, fucking hell, we're 15 minutes in.
Really
So, in America, there is a constitutional right. I think it's like the Fifth Amendment or something.
Plead the Fifth.
The constitutional right not to incriminate yourself.
Yes.
So, because of this, because of both of their statements that involved each other.
Pleading the Fifth is no comment, no comment.
Yeah,
comment,
I think so.
It? Yeah, so I guess that would.
I think that's it. I think it's exactly the fifth one. I don't know.
Like, don't incriminate yourself by saying anything.
Yeah. So basically, you have a constitutional right not to incriminate yourself and therefore not to testify against yourself. So both of them decide not to testify in each other's because it's incriminating themselves because their statements include that. So neither of them testify. Due to this, it's classified, both their charges are classed as a constitutional violation because they can't basically be using these statements without incriminating themselves.
Yes, yeah.
So something to do with that. Didn't understand it. Again, sorry. So this then triggers a retrial.
Okay.
So there's a retrial, and during that retrial, they're like, okay, prosecution's like, shit, we don't actually have any real evidence.
Without each other's statements, no one else has seen them there. There is no evidence. There is no DNA. There is no weapons. There is no CCTV. There is just two scared boys that have incriminated each other, and you can't use that. So what is going on?
So what are you going to do? So at this point, we're in the early 2000s. DNA has progressed. They think, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back and we're going to get those swabs and we're going to test them.
Cool.
And now we're going to have DNA evidence putting them at the scene of the crime. Do they fuck? So what happens is they do that. There's this whole thing about, I think it's YSTR. And it's like, basically, they've gone from being able to do it from a glob to like specular. So now that they can get a DNA profile, and I think it was from a vaginal swab. So it's whoever did this.
Yeah.
They can get that and they've got a profile. Hector did it. I wouldn't be surprised to be honest. So they get the DNA profile. They compare it to both of them. And what do you fucking know? Doesn't match either of them. Doesn't match either of them. Doesn't match, not just either of them, doesn't match any of the four.
Yeah.
Any of them. And in the documentary, they're like, so they're either going to say that there's now a fifth person involved, or what else are they going to say? What do they say in the documentary? Contamination.
Oh, Jesus.
Contamination.
I guess it's so awful of the police at this point to admit that they just got it so wrong. That one person was sentenced to death because of this. That it's like, we have to come up with something else. It can't be us.
Fucking Barry Big Bollocks Paul Johnson as well.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go back, tail between your legs, saying, oh, I was really wrong.
Yeah, especially because you're like, do you know what? I'm not even going to talk to the family because I don't want it to be weird. I'm just going to find it out and I'll pin anyone I can. I'll ruin this other kid's and his family's life anyway, just to get this justice that isn't true. And you probably deep down, you just know that you've done it so poorly that it's just, there's such a likelihood that it's not.
Yeah, he's
right.
He's just hoping that they'll stay in prison so he doesn't look like a complete fucking dickwad.
How does he sleep at night?
So they test it. It doesn't match any of them. So that I think there's some time given to decide whether the state of Texas wants to pursue the charges or whether they want to drop them. And eventually they abandon plans for a retrial and they let them out on the 28th of October 2009.
Oh my God. You would be fumed.
2009. So they spent over a decade in prison. All the charges against both of them are dropped.
Yeah, I'm sure that's great for them.
Yeah. And you know what? Texas decided they are not entitled to any compensation.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Some icing on the really fucked up cake here.
So then, do you want to hear a little bit more about fucking Hector?
Yeah.
He has actually been accused of coercing false confessions in previous cases.
Yeah, of course he has.
And there's actually quite a big case with Christopher Okoa and Richard Danziger, both released after 13 years in prison because of confessions that were coerced by Hector Polanco. And Danziger was assaulted in prison, which resulted in permanent brain damage.
Jesus. And do you know what? Like, even if you use coercion to put someone away that actually is guilty, they are then now possibly going to be released because of you coercing. Like, just do it properly, and then the people that should go down will go down, and the people that shouldn't won't. Even if you have sent someone down that you know has done it, if you coerce people into admitting things or tampering with things, eventually that won't be admissible.
Yeah, you've messed with it. Doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah. If you try and solve crime with more crime,
yeah,
you're just running around in circles, and you are part of the problem.
For fucking sure. Preach.
Ruin those kids' lives, honestly.
Yeah, you want to hear something even bleaker?
Yeah, go on then.
So they get out and they go off and live their lives, and I don't think they ever get any compensation. Actually, I know they haven't got any compensation. So on December 23rd, 2010, an Austin police officer was conducting a traffic stop on a vehicle driven by Morris Pierce. Bearing in mind, they are still, at this point, the other two boys have been let out, but they are still, the Austin police, at least the Paul Johnson guy, they're certain that these boys did it.
Yeah.
And even Robert Springsteen's family tell him to move out of Austin because they're worried about repercussions from the police, that they won't leave him alone until they prove that he did it.
Yeah.
Because they want him back in prison.
They'll do anything they can, won't they? Like,
and even in 2025 in this documentary, they are saying, like, we are certain that they did it. So
anyway, yeah, so we're getting right up a couple of days before Christmas Day.
Yeah, literally.
Bleakest midwinter.
And as you can imagine, Morris Pierce is quite scared of the police because he's been coerced in confessions, and then they tried to put him away, give him the death penalty for murder. He's pulled over. After a brief pursuit on foot, Pierce struggled with Wilson, which is one of the police officers, and removed a knife and stabbed the police officer in the neck.
Oh dear.
Wilson survived and subsequently stood up and shot Morris, and he was shot and killed on the spot.
Jesus.
So I'm not saying what he did wasn't wrong. That's not true. It is wrong, but you can't help but feel like that was a direct impact of his mental health based on what had happened to him over. You think about this, like, this is in 2010. This is literally like 19 years after the murder. That even if he wasn't like actually put away, so many people have suspected him. It will have impacted his entire life.
His entire family, every day. People, you see this happen with like parents of kids that have committed a crime and stuff, and the repercussions that they have from that child, even though it wasn't the parents' fault and stuff. So if he's been let out but everyone's still super convinced that he's done it, what a horrible life for him and everyone involved in his life. He's not doing shit all with his life. Just constantly living in fear, constantly being hounded. No one trusts him. That is such a bleak story.
So that was the 1991 unsolved Yoghurt Shop Murders. Let's take you through to a little 26th of September 2025.
Jeez.
Like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was formally announced that Robert Eugene Brashers, a known serial killer and rapist operating between the years of 1990 to 1998, was responsible for the Yoghurt Shop Murders.
Unbelievable. So not 4 teenagers that would just happen to be roaming about the shopping mall.
And you know what fucking solved it? You know that little preserved bullet casing that was in the drain that they found because of those 2 detectives that were so adamant about collecting evidence.
Yeah. And everyone else being like, no, just blame the first person that you see and ruin their life. Instead, it's, preserve the scene, find anything you can, hammer in on that. And that's what found it.
That's what found him.
Jeez.
Basically, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about him. Robert Eugene Brashers was an American serial killer, mass murderer, and rapist. He's committed at least 8 murders, that's known, in the states of Kentucky.
Including these 4. Yes, okay.
Kentucky, Missouri, South Carolina, and Texas.
Okay.
Nobody knows a lot about him.
Ominous.
But he was born March 13th, 1958.
Pisces.
Yes, Pisces.
I usually trust a Pisces.
Shouldn't do that now.
Nuh-uh.
Obviously good at hiding. He reportedly had a really normal childhood.
Yep.
No drug offences, no crime, no nothing.
Interesting.
He enlisted in the army. He served in the navy for several years. Very normal. No one knows why he was the little fucker he was. In the early 1990s, he had a daughter with his wife. And at some point, he also adopted 2 little girls.
Goodness me.
Had a very normal life.
It's so interesting when that happens, isn't it? Like, you can dissect a person to understand why anyone does anything for whatever reason, but then sometimes there's just no reason. And that is that's more terrifying.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you didn't witness abuse, you didn't
You just like beating up girls, do you?
Yeah.
Aw, fucking
Was your life too perfect?
Yeah.
Did you have too many nice children and a wife?
Did mommy not pay enough attention to you?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, so, yeah, just some asshole who likes hurting women.
And frozen yogurt.
And frozen yogurt. On the 22nd of November, 1985, he was arrested. I'm just going to reel off some of the shit that he did. He was arrested in Florida on charges of assaulting a 24-year-old woman named Michelle Wilkerson. He met her. He convinced her to go to a bar with him. And then he took her to a dark alleyway. And they were drinking together. And then he attempted to make sexual advances to her. She was like, nah, fuck off. I'm not interested in that. Go away. I think they were in his car at this point. She attempted to get out of his car. And then that started a fight. And then he shot her twice in the neck and head.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she managed to remain conscious, leave the car, hide in a culvert.
Wow.
And then he couldn't find her. So he went to the beach and just threw his gun into the sea.
No! What is that scene where someone does that and it's like The Office or something?
It does. It feels like sitcom coded.
I think it might be in the US office and he's like trying to throw something in the sea and it keeps blowing back out at him. And
the tide keeps bringing it back out.
He's like trying to throw like a letter or something and it just keeps blowing back into his face. And like, it's just like he's trying to be hard done by.
Yeah.
I don't know, emotional and just like looking out to sea. And then it just keeps, I can just imagine him just being like, panic mode. I'll just get onto the sea like, oh, she's ruined my night. Sploosh.
And if that's not fucking embarrassing enough to have done that, he also attempted to get out of there, but then his truck got stuck in the sand. So he started walking around looking for help.
Oh goodness. Like, also, why are you not just like parking and walking to the
Just
beach?
fuck off.
Sorry, like, don't drive down to the water's edge and
Yeah.
then dramatically fling your gun into what a wet wipe.
The absolute audacity of you to fucking hang around after you shot someone in the neck.
Oh, woe is me. My car's stuck. Can someone come and help me? Does anyone have a bucket and spade for me to dig this out? Not my truck.
Yeah.
Twat.
Yeah, so he's just wandering around saying, could you help me?
Yeah.
Could you help me get my car out? Fucking be a man, steal a truck. So anyway, so Wilkerson has actually at this point made it to an apartment building. She's got a medical attention and then they've taken her to the hospital. And then she tells them about what he looks like. And then obviously the police find him just wandering around the beach.
Look, I was trying to make a cool escape, okay, but my car did get stuck.
Yeah.
Okay?
I tried to fucking wheel spin on the sand.
Yeah, when you write about this, can you just make me sound slightly more cool than I am? Because I sound like an absolute tool right now.
So he gets caught, and this is fucking gross. He gets convicted of only sentenced to 12 years, which is not enough for shooting someone in the head and neck.
No.
But due to lenient laws at the time, he actually got out on good behaviour in 1989. So that was literally 4 years. He did 4 years for that.
Sick.
Then he moved around a bit. Then on February 18th, 1992, he was arrested in Georgia for Grand Theft Auto. And he also had a gun on him. Oh, and he'd stolen something too. While they were searching his vehicle and apartment, they found a radio scanner, a police jacket, lockpicking tools, and a fake Tennessee driver's license. No red flags there.
Yeah.
None at all. So then he was sentenced to 5 years, which he actually did serve in full.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And was released in 1997.
Yeah. That's crazy that he spent more time in prison for stealing a car.
Than shooting a woman in the neck. Also, what's mad is like that happened after he'd committed the Yoghurt Shop Murders.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't even put that
Yeah.
together.
So on the 12th of April 1988, he was arrested trying to break into the home of a woman in Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Hello, mama, Arkansas.
That was so good.
I do love my mom and pa.
We're doing the wrong thing.
Oh, gosh. What are you doing?
We should be doing a different podcast altogether.
It's just Ash doing fucking impressions every now and then.
Welcome back.
Yes, so...
And you're just pretending to be the guy from The Office. I'm just throwing things into the sea and you're in the background.
So, yeah, he breaks into this lady's house, is attempting to break into her house, and she'd actually employed him before.
Oh.
And before he'd gone into her house, he'd literally cut the phone line.
Oh, in like preparation.
And he was armed.
Oh.
Yeah. So he had also on him a video camera, locksmithing tools, which means he was very much prepped to kill her.
And I hate to say it, but longed out.
Yeah. He was taken into custody, but then he was released because somebody posted his bail. Somebody. I'm going to guess it was his wife.
Oh, jeez. Leave him.
So that's 1998. Then, January 13th, 1999, police officers noticed that a stolen vehicle was parked outside a motel in Missouri. And after speaking to the motel personnel, they realised that Brasher's and his family, so the 3 girls and his wife, were the ones who had arrived in that vehicle.
Taking your family on holiday in a stolen car.
Yeah. I'm not sure this man's critical thinking skills are up to par.
No, maybe not. Also, the way that he just keeps getting away with things, I feel like he's probably quite nonchalant.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'll probably get a slap on the wrist for this, to be honest, seeing as I've got away with murder.
Wait, because there's like the madness of this whole thing. They break down the door and they find him hiding under the bed. He's such a fucking flannel. He's such a flannel. He's hiding under the bed with a gun, with a loaded gun. And they are literally like...
Just imagine him like grabbing their ankles.
pinching their feet.
Stay away from me.
Don't touch me. I'm not coming out.
Yeah. Every time you try, I'm just going to poke you. So slimy.
No, it's my gun. You can't have it. I don't want to share.
They're like, come on out. I hate this guy.
Oh, he's such a fucking flannel. It's actually unreal. Yeah, he's hiding under the bed with a loaded gun. They attempt to arrest him. He starts to resist and then he opens fire. And this leads the police to be like, okay, we're going to have to fall back.
What a dangerous thing. Like, I know that you probably know that your family has been removed at this point.
Oh, no, they're still in the room.
No,
and I'll tell you how I know that they're still in the room, which is mad to me that the police went in there, tried to get the gun off him and didn't think, let's get these people. Let's get these clear.
Maybe they're like, surely this man wouldn't open fire with his
because
wife
he's
and
under the
kids
bed.
in the room. Yeah.
He's under the fucking bed.
Yeah.
He can't be holding them hostage at this point.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. So they retreat and they leave the family in there, by the way, and they call for backup.
I haven't met a competent person in this yet.
Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing. Yeah. Oh, he bungles so much shit. It's so funny. So he's holding his wife and his daughters hostage now.
Okay.
And he's surrounded by police cars and he's just like losing his head. After 4 hours of negotiation, he lets them out and he shoots himself in the head.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. But he did remain alive for 6 days until he died on the 19th of Jan.
Cool.
And it was ruled a suicide. Yeah. Who else did it? There's no one in the fucking room, was there?
Yeah. That's a long time.
That's a long time. He deserves
days
it. He deserves it.
Ponder,
Yeah.
my friend.
I hope you felt every second of it.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why he only operated till 1998, is because he killed himself.
Yeah, so otherwise, goodness
And
knows.
he only killed himself because he almost got caught for stealing a car.
Yeah, that seems... I don't know, maybe you're just like, I've done...
His daughter literally said in an interview, she was like, I think my mum knew what he was doing.
Well, I guess if she bailed him out
Yeah,
one of the times, and after you cut someone's phone line and went back to her house with a videotape and tools, like,
and a gun.
That's not a secret what he's gone in there for. He can't be like, oh, this is just because I stole some bread to feed the kids. Like, that, she knows that, and she bails him out.
Apparently, she said to the kids to use a different name when he was like out in public.
They weren't allowed to use him dad.
Like, no, I guess not. They were like, Robert.
Robert, no. Yeah, that is. Yeah, maybe if the adopted kids aren't calling him dad, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But basically, the only competent, because he even fucked up his own suicide. So the only competent thing he actually did was that they didn't know that he was a serial killer until 2018. So he wasn't actually caught for any of his crimes. And it was a genealogist called C.C. Moore who identified him through genetic genealogy.
Wow.
And then that's when they linked him to not the Yoghurt Shop Murders, but they linked him to other murders. I won't go into too much detail because we're getting up there in time. But the DNA testing revealed that he was a perfect match for the murder of 28-year-old Jenny Zitricki. She was bludgeoned, raped and strangled with her own pantyhose in her apartment in South Carolina.
Oh my gosh, and that's a direct link.
And that was in 1990. Yes.
Yeah.
And for some fucking reason, he dragged her body into the bathroom, submerged it, and then wrote, "Don't fuck with my family" on the wall. Don't get me. Don't get at me.
Also, like, you fucked with your family when you open fired in the same room as them.
Literally.
Like, what do you mean? It's not like you're doing this to protect them.
Yeah. And then in 1998, so the 28th of March 1998, he killed 38-year-old Sherry Shearer and her 12-year-old daughter Megan, and he sexually assaulted the 12-year-old.
Oh, God.
Approximately 2 hours later, he also broke into a house in Tennessee and attempted to assault a 25-year-old woman who fucking fought the shit out of him. And then he ran. And there was no biological evidence at her scene, but what did link her case was the bullet casing from what was used to kill Sherry and her daughter.
Right.
Yes, he was also linked to the rape of a 14-year-old girl in Tennessee in 1997. And in October 2025, so this month, it was also announced that he was the perpetrator of a murder in Kentucky.
Oh my God, it's all
where a woman
out.
was raped and fatally shot. But there's no more details of that right now.
She must have known to bail him out, but the fact that the wife knew, she might not have known the extent of what he's up to, but even if she knew the half of what he was up to, that is real shitty of her. Yeah. Because if she'd come forward after he's died, what is there? That's just you being fucked in the head, surely, because that's you being like, now that he's died and he can't do anything to me, I'm still not going to come forward and tell people what I think I know, which could in turn solve a lot of shit.
It's crazy to me because actually this man was a prolific serial killer.
Yeah.
Prolific.
That got away with it because he died before anything could... Maybe he was like, at this point, if they arrest me this time, my DNA might come up in other things.
Yeah, maybe. But it took till... If that man hadn't decided to take his own life in 1998, can you think of the damage he... Because nobody knew that he was a killer until 2018.
Whizzing it right back to the very start, does that mean that it was just him with 4...
That's the conversation, is that
Yoghurt Shop?
Potentially it was actually just him, and he was so good at subduing at that point because he had already killed before. His first murder that's attributed to him, by the way, doesn't mean it was his first murder, is in 1990.
Yeah.
And that is the Jenny Zitricki one.
Yeah. So he's just like doing different murders all around everywhere.
Well, also he might have been very good at subduing them to be like, if you don't do anything, I won't hurt you. I'm just here for the money.
Yeah.
You don't know. And he might have had help, but they'll never know.
I guess as well, if you've got a gun and you've targeted 4 girls all under the age of 18.
Yeah.
That's all you'd have to do is wave a gun around in front of me and I would be petrified to...
And I just feel that...
Yeah, it's weird that... It's mad that it was theorised that there had to have been 2 people to take on, I don't mean take,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like that many girls without any of them being able to do anything. But it's
Also,
it's horrifying. It's morbid and creepy to think that
I
he could
think
have
the
just done
two
that
older
himself.
girls as well, like they might have, if my sister was, I mean, my sister's actually older than me, but if my sister was there and somebody threatened my sister, I would comply so much quicker.
Same.
If it was her life and not mine, then I would be like, I'll do whatever you
point
said.
the thing at me.
Yeah.
Get that away from her.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah.
So that would very quickly get me to comply. And I'd also be encouraging everybody else to, if it meant that he was no longer pointing a gun at my sister.
Just like the control and the amount of crime that happened within those four walls, that police literally thought it was the work of two people, that it was just one slimy man.
But those poor boys for 30 odd years, even when they were acquitted, there would still have been an air around them that they had committed these crimes. It isn't until literally last month that it's been categorically proven that it was not them, that they didn't have anything to do with it.
That's so sad. And one of them died because of it as well. So
literally.
And did Jones wear his stripy top?
I don't know. So I tried to find it. I did actually watch a press conference of the discovery, because the families thought that those boys did it.
Yeah,
they were so certain. And why wouldn't you be? That's what the police told you.
The police are telling you stuff. Like, it's the police that have let everyone down there, not the families for believing it, or even the boys for believing it themselves. It's the people taking statements and interviewing young boys just so they could take the win.
I saw it. So obviously I joined some of the murder groups on Facebook, and I saw that it was solved, and I was like, oh my God, I remember this case. I remember reading about this before.
There's parts of it that spring to mind for me, but I don't think I've ever listened to anything about it. So
and
that
was the very recently solved the Yoghurt Shop Murders.
Yeah, that you wouldn't think this far on you have answers to.
And not just that it was a fucking serial killer that nobody really knew about.
Yeah, honestly.
That they hadn't...
There wasn't even on... Like, sometimes there's, like what we were saying with the Yorkshire Ripper, that he was in the system and they'd interviewed him before and he'd been closely... But this guy just...
No, it wasn't even on anybody's radar. I think I read that he wasn't on anybody's radar for any of the crimes that they've now put to him.
Wow, he's just going under... Yeah. Honestly, it is terrifying to think what he would have got. He already got away with horrible things, but what more he would have got away with.
Yeah, it's terrifying to think what he could do. If he was the only one there with 4 young girls, then he managed to subdue and kill all of them by himself. That is fucking scary.
Yeah. And
that's so
good
scary.
Job that he left this world when he did.
Oh yeah, by his own hands in a fucking shitty way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the Yoghurt Shop Murders. That was a quite brutal one.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
You're here for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
You asked for true crime.
Yeah.
We're giving you some true crime.
Did they ask?
Yeah, you didn't. Nobody asked us to do this. We just did it anyway. Yeah. So thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you so much.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at
Kill the Mood Pod.
Yes. And you can Gmail us at...
Give us a little cheeky email.
killthemoodpodcast@gmail.com. We have heard what some people have been saying to us, so we are probably going to start a TikTok.
Yes, however we do that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we don't really know what we're doing, but it's okay.
Yeah, so just, yeah.
We were hoping we could get away with not filming ourselves for any of this, but I feel like for a TikTok, like if it hits I don't know, we'll just give it a try.
Yeah.
Worst case, no one likes it or the look of us.
Yeah, maybe
we can just delete it and pretend it never happened.
Maybe you don't want to see our ugly mugs. Maybe you don't want to see us like hunched over in a chair, staring at a laptop and awkwardly making eye contact every now and then.
And our feet sometimes touch, which is the super like most weirdest part.
Yeah, so strange.
Like, oops, sorry. Creepy. Yeah, let us know if you want us to do anything. And thanks for listening, and we love you.
Yeah.
We love you.
Okay, thank you so much.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.